Hey everybody, and welcome back to What's on the Shelf, and we're now on part 21. So on this shelf I have the Big Book of Madness, Elder Sign, Speak Out, Rami-O, also known as Romeo, and CV. So the first one that I have is the Big Book of Madness. And this one's an interesting one. It's a cooperative deck building game. And basically, you've opened a forbidden book that released tons of monsters, and you got to go through each chapter of the book, meet certain criteria in order to be able to shut it down. And they're using elements depending on the different things that needs to happen. You got to kind of play certain element cards, and different players will have more of different elements as well. So you really want to kind of team up and work together to make this happen. And it's interesting because you'll open one and you'll see what's about to come, and you really got to try to, I guess, solve that chapter and to avoid the damage that's about to come. It was an interesting one. I haven't played this one in quite a while, and I think last time we played it, we were playing it wrong. So definitely want to play this one again and get another fresher feel for it. And then here's a bit of a close-up on the board. And I guess it's depending on how many players you have, how many challenges, I guess, comes up for every chapter that you go through. But I remember enjoying that one. It was pretty neat. Next one I have is Elder Sign. Elder Sign is one of those Cthulhu horror themed game, and it has this neat big clock that comes with it. And every round the clock goes 15 minutes. And every time it goes around the clock, something happens, and it's never something good. So you flip a new card, and it's different things that will either have an effect right away or that will affect the whole next round, kind of next 12 hours, I guess. And this is a dice rolling game as well. So you have these different locations that are into the middle there, and on your turn you got to roll dice, and depending on what's on the card, you want to try to match up your dice to clear each layer of the board. Layers of the challenges on the card to be able to resolve that location. It's a neat one. It's I like the dice rolling. To me, I find the dice is kind of like the great equalizer. It's not all about skill. So for new players, have just as much luck as other players. And it can play, I think, up to 8 players, this one. So it's a neat one for a larger group. We tend to pull this one at Halloween every time just because larger group, kind of thematic for that. Next one is Speak Out. All right, Speak Out is one of those mass market games that comes with these little plastic things that you put in your mouth that holds your mouth open, and then you pull out a card and you're trying to read what's on the card, and the rest of the team or the rest of the players try to guess what you're saying. It's disgusting. I mean, you've got your mouth on display, and I find it makes me drool, so keep paper towels around. But I gotta say, I played it with my sister, my cousin, and my cousin's boyfriend, and we had a blast. It was so funny. It's like one of those things where your ribs are hurting from laughing so much funny. My sister was just getting mad at everybody that weren't getting what she's saying, or the guesses she would make was just ridiculous. Yeah, I haven't actually played that one yet, and because I had such a great time last time I played it, I don't want to get rid of it. But I mean, like, after you play it, kind of put the pieces in the dishwasher and wash it, because it's nasty, but it was so funny. Next one I have is Rami-O, or Rummy Cube. And basically you're playing like gin rummy, but with these tiles, these little plastic tiles, and it's so satisfying to be playing those. You're trying to make runs of or kind of pairs, or like kind of group the same numbers together, or runs, and those get placed on the table. And when you started going on the table, you can rearrange anything that's on the table to kind of fit more stuff in, as long as every tile that is on the table remains in a legit run or match. I've played this one quite a few times. It's so satisfying. It's a really kind of a neat classic take on the card game, and then just playing with the little plastic domino type pieces just make it so satisfying. Next one I have in that cubby is CV. And this is basically you're starting at infanthood and you're going all the way through and you're building your life and you're trying to score as many points as possible. You're going to, so the cards are in different categories depending on the stage of your life that you're in. Different things are going to score differently, so it's kind of like a set collection as well. You want to try to get different groupings of different sets, and then the higher number of cards you have in that grouping, the more it's going to score. And you have some dice that you're rolling because certain things require different skills, or maybe it's going to require like a happy face, or it's going to require money, or it requires different things. And then as you get the cards, those are going to start giving you access to those things, so it makes it easier to kind of collect the later cards. But of course those later cards are becoming more pricey resource wise to get. It's kind of a neat game because you're like building a life basically, and you're kind of creating a story from that, and I've enjoyed this one quite a bit. And that was it for that cubby. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, my Facebook group is Disbury and Area is Playing All the Games. I'm also on Instagram as BoardGame_Mama, and my YouTube channel is BoardGameMama. So stay tuned to see the next What's on the Shelf, and we'll see you soon. Bye.